covered in your C language. Okay, recursion functions. Okay, this is one of the main concept that we can discuss within the functions topic. Okay, recursive functions. Okay, recursive functions are the functions which are called itself. Okay, whenever a function is called by itself, then that process is called as the recursion. Okay, we'll go through that topic. Okay. Before going to that recursion concept, we'll go through one more topic. Okay. Just we will see this one more function. Okay, reduce function within the this functions. Whenever we want to use the lambda functions as a part of a argument. Okay, then we can use the one more function is the reduce function. Okay, these all are the three functions that we can use the lambda functions as the parameters. Okay, one is a map function, another one is filter function, and third one is the reduce function. Okay, so these three functions we can also call them as higher order functions. Okay, these three functions can also be called as higher order functions. Okay, you have one of the topic as higher order functions. Okay, in that you will get these three functions: map, filter, and reduce function. Okay, once we will go through this reduce function. Okay, this reduce function is especially for whenever you are giving us some list of the values and an expression. Okay, it will finds the evaluation of that list of values based on that expression, and that is also finds as it takes the two values from the list and it performs that related operation. It doesn't take the complete values, it takes the two values and performs the related operation. Say if you are finding an addition of the numbers, first it takes the first two numbers and finds the addition, and that addition will be added to the third number. Okay, then the result will be added to the fourth number. Okay, if you are doing a comparison like a greater than b or something, okay, then it compares the two values. Okay, the first value is greater than the second value or not, and okay, whatever is the biggest of that two, okay, it takes that value and compares with the third value. Okay, so like that it performs the operation on two values. Okay, that is the whatever the operation you are specifying, that will be performed on two values at a time, the two values. Okay, this function is called as a reduce function. Okay, here we can pass the sequence of values, but operation is performed on two values. Okay, this will be called like this. Okay, we can see that the calling of that function is like this. Okay, function of s1 comma s2. Okay, and this is one of the parameter for the next function. Okay, that is the result of this function. The result of this function is used for next function as the input value, and it uses the second parameter as next value in the list. Okay, and with these values it performs a function, and again this function is the input of another function. Okay, so like this it performs the operation on the values. Okay, okay. And we can write an example is like this: the addition of two numbers, the addition of the numbers in a list. Okay, reduce of the lambda function, lambda xy are the arguments for the lambda function, and the operation to be performed is x plus y. Okay, we want to perform the addition of the numbers, addition of the two numbers. Okay, for this lambda function it requires the two arguments x and y. So whatever the list you are sending to the function, okay, from this it takes at a time the two values from the list. Okay, first it takes a 47 as the x value and 11 as the y value, and it performs the addition of the two numbers. Okay, and the result is again replaced into the list. the result is again placed into the list. Okay, so the x plus y value is say for example 58. Okay, 58 is again placed into the list, so you'll get the 58, 42 and 13 is the next list. Okay, so for the next time whenever it is performing a lambda function on this list, then it takes a 58 as the x and 42 as the y. Okay, this is the x and this is the y. So now it performs the addition of these two numbers 58 and 42, it gets a 100. Okay, 100 is again placed into the list, so your next list will be like 100 comma 13. Okay, your next list values are 100 and 13. Okay, now it takes the x as the 100 and y as the 13. Now it performs the x plus y, 100 plus 13, 113. Okay, so like this, it whatever the operation is performed, the result of that operation is again placed into the list. Okay, by replacing the whatever the values it has taken as the input. Okay, present input ga తీసుకున్న two values ni the result తో replace చేస్తుంది. Okay, so that we'll get the updated list of the values. Okay, with the result of the previous function. Okay, say for example some lambda function is used to compare the values. Okay, f equals to lambda a comma b. Okay, a, if a is greater than the b, then a is the result, else b is the result. Okay, so we are applying this function on the list of values. F is the function is passed as a parameter for the reduced function f, and the list of values are these 47, 11, 42, 102 and 13. Okay, these are the values. Okay, so now first it takes the 47 and 11 as the input for the lambda function. So it compares these two. Okay, out of these two, 47 is the highest. So next it compares the 47 with the 42. Okay, out of these two again 47 is the biggest. So again it compares the 47 with the 102. Okay, 47 is less than the 102. So 102 is the result of this. Okay, so now the 102 is compared with the your 13. Okay, so then we will get the biggest value. The final biggest value is 102. Okay, so it is just like the biggest, finding a biggest of the list of numbers. Okay, so without writing the for loop and others, you can find out the biggest of the numbers. Okay, this addition is cumulative sum. Okay, generally we can call it as cumulative sum. Okay, cumulative sum we can find out with the addition of the numbers of a list. Okay, so using this if conditions, we can find out the greatest element or smallest element. Okay, like that we can find out the elements from the our list. Okay, note down for this reduce function. Okay, the reduce function is used to apply the function on specified list of values
Starting
the reduce function is used to apply the function on list of values on list of values continuously to return a single value. Continuously to return a single value. To return a single value. Okay, next. The reduce function applies the specified function on two values of the list and replaces that values with the result of the function. Replaces that values with the result of function again the function is applied on previous result and the third value. Or next value, third value or next value. This process is continued for all the elements of the list. This process is continued for all the elements in the list. Finally, it returns one value. As a result. Finally, it returns one value as a result.
ఫైనల్ ఎగ్జామ్ గురించి నేను వాళ్ళ ఇంపార్టెంట్ క్వశ్చన్లు మ్యాథ్స్ లో 400 ఇస్తారు. నోటబోట్ AI అంటే చూసే 2 మార్కులు వాటితో సహా
example. Okay, note down these two examples. Sum of the numbers and biggest of the numbers. Okay, two examples note cheyandi. Okay, this is the one example. Okay, another one is this example. Okay, note down both the examples to find the sum of the numbers and to find the biggest of the value. And also note down this diagram, okay, which gives us the complete explanation of this. ఈ డయాగ్రామ్ కూడా నోట్ చేసుకోండి. అంటే సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద నంబర్స్ నోట్ చేసుకున్న దగ్గర పక్కన ఈ డయాగ్రామ్ నోట్ చేసుకోండి, పక్కన కానీ కింద కానీ. ఫస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద నంబర్స్ ఉంది కదా, అది నోట్ చేసుకున్న తర్వాత ఈ డయాగ్రామ్ నోట్ చేయండి. నెక్స్ట్ సెకండ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నోట్ చేయండి. Case is over.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, next we'll see the function generators. Okay, this is also the one of the important concept in the functions. Okay, here the function generators is nothing but generally whenever we are returning a value, whenever we are using a return statement, okay, we can return the one value from the function, or we can return the list of values. That is, whenever you want to return the more than one value, we can return as a tuple. Okay, that is actually we know that. Okay, but here it is whenever we are using the function, okay, every time I want to set a one value to the function, and at the same time I want to return the multiple values from the function. Okay, that is also every time it has to return the one by one value. Okay, not as returning a complete tuple at a time, but it has to return the one by one value while executing the function itself. Okay, say for example, if the function is executing a iterative statement, and in iterative statement for each iteration it is generating a value, and that value has to be returned at the same time from the function. Okay, that is whenever one value is generated, it has to be returned to the calling program, and again it has to execute the next iteration of the loop, and again it has to return the another value. And like this, it has to generate the it has to return the multiple values from the function. Okay, like as a generator of the values. Okay, just like a range function. Okay, range function, whenever you are giving a range function, it generates the values from the given first value to the last value. Okay, as in the same way, like that, our function is to be worked. Okay, it has to generate the values. Okay, that is also every time it has to execute the iteration, and it has to return the one by one value from the function. Okay, for that, that is to work the functions as a generators, as the generator of the numbers. Okay, Okay, like as same as range function. If you want to create a function like a range function to generate the numbers, okay, we can use a special statement is called as the yield, yield. Okay, this yield, the actual meaning of the yield is temporarily exit from the current execution of the work. Okay, that is temporarily exit or temporarily give the result of the present process, give the temporary result of the process. Okay, this is generally used within the threading concepts. మనకి థ్రెడ్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్లో దీన్ని యూజ్ చేస్తాం, అది మీకు జావాలో అట్లా వస్తుంది. థ్రెడింగ్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ అంటాం. ఓకే, ఈల్డ్ స్టేట్మెంట్. Okay, this is especially used for to meanwhile, that is the temporarily exit from the current execution of the statements and give the result of the current execution. అంటే ప్రెసెంట్ ఏదైతే ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుందో దాంట్లో నుంచి టెంపరీగా ఎగ్జిట్ అయ్యి అప్పటి వరకు వచ్చిన వాల్యూని యాజ్ ఎ రిజల్ట్గా ఇచ్చేసేయమని. So again, whenever the result is given to the calling program, again it enters into the function and executes the next remaining process. Okay, that is the use of this yield statement. Okay, so we can use that statement is like this. We can write a function as def, say my generator of number, n is the your given number. Up to that we has to generate the some numbers. Okay, is it maybe a sequence of numbers or maybe a reverse numbers or whatever it is. You can generate the some numbers up to the this n value. So we started with I equals to 0 while I less than n. Okay, so execute the statement is yield. Okay, yield I. Okay, that is the temporary result of the my function is I. Okay, if this condition is true, then it enters into the loop and it executes the yield statement. So temporarily it exit from this part of the function and go to the calling program. Okay, here we are calling the my generation or my gen of 6. Okay, this 6 is passed as a parameter for the function and 6 is the n value. So 0 is less than the 6. So yield I. Okay, it returns the I value as a return value to the function. So here it returns the first value as 0. Okay, again it enters into the function. Again it enters into the function to the same statement. To the next statement of the yield. Okay, to the next statement of the yield. Okay, to the next statement of the yield. Okay, and increments the I value, I plus equals to 1. Okay, I is becomes a 1 and then it checks the condition I less than n or not, I is less than the n. Then it executes the yield statement and again it returns the next value to the main, to the calling program. So you'll get the next value as 1. Okay, again it enters into the function to the next statement of the yield. I is incremented to 2. Again it checks the condition, again it executes the yield and again it returns the third value. Third value is again 2. Okay, like this until unless this condition is true, it returns the 1 by 1 value to the calling program. Okay, so these all values will be stored into a variable. Okay, whenever you are storing the multiple values into a variable, those all will be stored as a list. Okay, we cannot store the multiple values into a variable. Okay, so that those all values will be stored as a list. Okay, so until unless the function is in the calling, okay, it adds a 1 by 1 of these values into the list and that list is returned as a variable and is stored into the variable g. Okay, now you can display that values using a for loop and print function. Okay, or you can directly display the print g and display cheyachu. Okay, otherwise we can display the 1 by 1 value. Okay, so you'll be get the output as 0 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, okay, note down for this function generators, put the side heading as function generators. Function generators. The generator function the generator function is a function which generates a sequence of values by 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 temporary termination of the function and return the value to the calling program. Okay. The sequence of results are created as a list and stored into a variable. Okay. Note down for this yield function, the yield statement. The example for the yield statement note చేసుకోండి. Okay, its indentation is wrong ఉంది, కొంచెం indentation change చేసి note చేసుకోండి. Okay, these all lines are not in the proper indentation. Okay, note down based on the proper indentation. ఆ లైన్స్ ని ప్రాపర్ ఇండెంటేషన్ తో నోట్ చేసుకుందాం. Case this is over. కంప్లీట్ అయిందా yield?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just we'll write a one small example for the yield function. Write a program to generate cumulative sums of a list of values of 1 to 10 numbers. So just we have to generate the cumulative sum of the numbers from 1 to 10. Okay, def, say for example gen is a n akkarledu manaku 1 to 10 annam kabatti n kuda akkarledu. Okay, so take the I equals to 0 and s equals to 0 while I less than 10. Okay, s equals to s plus I. S value, I want to return the present sum value. That cumulative sums is nothing but every time whatever the sum we are generating, okay, that sum is to be returned. I plus equals to 1. Okay, next we will call this, say some s equals to gn of gn function. Just call the gn function for x in s print x. Okay, so we'll see the output of this 1 to 10 numbers cumulative sums is, first we'll get the 0, next 1, next 0 plus 1, again 1, 1 plus 1 2, then 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus 1 4, 4 4 plus 1 5. Okay, like that we will get the cumulative sum of the numbers. Run the program. Okay, cumulative sums is 0 1. Okay, next 3, that is 2 plus 1 3. Okay, 3 plus 3 6, 6 plus 4 10, 10 plus 5 15, 15 plus 6 21, 21 plus 7 28 plus 8 36 plus 45. Okay, so 10 add avaledu. So why? Because we have given up to the less than 10. So 10 tappa remaining one add 9 varaku add. If you are giving a equals to excuse me, then you'll get the up to the 10. Okay, so like this we can do the return values from the function using a yield statement. Okay, సో మనకి ఇవి రావాలి అంటే జనరల్గా మనం ఇక్కడ ఒక లిస్ట్ లాగా క్రియేట్ చేసి ఆ లిస్ట్ని రిటర్న్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, వితౌట్ దట్ వీ కెన్ రిటర్న్ ద ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ ద వాల్యూ టు ద రిక్వైర్డ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్. కాలింగ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్కి ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ ఆ వాల్యూ రిటర్న్ చేసేయచ్చు. ఓకే, ఓకే, నోట్ డౌన్ దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో యాజ్ అనదర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. Okay, is all of you completed this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next we'll start with the concept of recursive functions. Okay, so the recursive function, the simple definition is, okay, calling a function itself is known as the recursive function. Okay, but using this recursive functions, we have the very good benefits. And the recursive function, though whatever the internal process it is going to do, is a very lengthy process. Okay, so outer processes, we get the very less process, like just it is calling a function itself. Okay, but internally it will make the copy of the each and every function, and it reminds the values of the each and every function, and those all values will has to be remained in the memory until unless the function is closed. Okay, say for example, if you are calling this same function for 10 times, it has to create the copies of 10 copies of the same function, and it has to store all the values of the each and every copy. Okay, whenever the last copy is executed and returned, okay, then it closes the one by one function by returning those values to its previous calls of the functions. Okay, the last call function is returned the value to its previous call, and that function will complete the execution and returns the value to its previous call, and that it returns its value to the previous call. Okay, the each and every function returns its value to its previous call. Okay, why? Because this is the normal process of execution actually. Okay, whenever you are calling a function, okay, say for example, if the sum function is called, okay, this is the sum function actually. Say for example, this is the sum function, and this function you have called from outside of the function. Okay, that is the returned value of this function. Okay, they say these are the some lines of the code, and the returned value of this function has to be given to the calling program. Okay, because the sum function is called from here, so the return value is again go to the called place. Okay, from wherever it is invoked, okay, to that place it returns the value. Okay, as in the same way in the recursions, okay, what it performs is, say for example, one function is called itself, then it creates another copy, and that copy value is returned to its previous call. Okay, say take an example of the factorial. Okay, factorial is nothing but it's a product of the numbers from 1 to the given number. Okay, say if you want to find out the factorial of the 5, then it's a product is from 1 to the 5. Okay, so for this generally we'll use the loop statements, either for loop or while loop statement, and we can find out the product of the numbers. Okay, without using the iterative statements, we can also use the recursive functions to perform the iterations. Okay, that is without doing the iterative statements, we can also use the recursion functions to perform the iterations and to perform the repeated work. Okay, but we have a difference in the recursions and the iterative statements is, iterative statements will execute only the particular set of statements. Okay, like if you are giving a 2 statements or 5 statements, those only will be executed in the iteration, but it doesn't execute the complete program or complete function. But in the recursive functions, it executes a complete function one more time whenever you call the function. Okay, so that in the recursive functions you can execute the each and every statement in the function for number of times. Okay, that is, a function is repeated continuously until unless you are whatever the your given termination condition is there, until unless it executes the complete function for more than once. Okay, so the benefit is we have the values of that functions also will be there for the number of calls. Okay, so multiple calls కి మనకు ఆ ఫంక్షన్స్ లో ఉన్న పారామీటర్ వాల్యూస్ అన్ని అలాగే ఉంటాయి. ద అప్డేటెడ్ వాల్యూస్ కానీ పాస్ చేసిన వాల్యూస్ కానీ, సో అవి ఆ ఫంక్షన్ క్లోజ్ అయ్యేంత వరకు అలాగే ఉంటాయి. Okay, so we can use that values at any time whenever you are coming back or whenever you are going forward. Okay, this factorial will be performed using a recursion functions is like this. Initially, say if you are passing a 3 value to the factorial function, so you want to find out the factorial of the 3. So your given value is a 3 into the factorial of the remaining values. Okay, that is factorial of 2. Okay, so it calls the factorial function again with the 2 value. Okay, in this it performs the 2 into the factorial of 1. Okay, then it calls again the factorial function. Okay, in that it substitutes a 1 into factorial of 0. That is this n minus 1 actually. factorial of 0. Whenever the 0 is there for the n value, then we can substitute the value with the 1, because the factorial of 0 is the 1. So it's substituted the 1. Okay, and the previous value is 1, so 1 into 1, and this value is substituted to its previous call, and it is multiplied with the 2 into the 1, and again this result is substituted in the previous call, and that is multiplied with the 3. So I'll get the final result is of the 3 into the 2. So I'll get the 6 is the returned value. So every time first we will be call all the functions. Okay, whenever you will get the termination value, then you will be close the one by one function and you will go back to the first. Okay, so like this the recursion will be executed. Okay, this is a similar process we will follow within the any of the language. Is it maybe a C language or C++, Java or Python or whatever the other language is. In each and every language, recursion process is the similar. Okay, so note down for the recursive functions. Put the side heading as recursive functions. Okay, the definition is same. A function that calls itself is known as recursive function. A function that calls itself is known as recursive function. Is known as recursive function. Okay, next note down. Note down as the points. Recursive functions are used as the alternate for iterative statements. Recursive functions are used as alternate for iterative statements. Alternate for iterative statements. Next point. Iterative statement execute only specific set of statements. Iterative statement executes only specific set of statements, but recursive function execute the complete function, execute the complete function for number of times until the termination condition. Until the termination condition. Next, recursive function creates the copies of function, while invoking the function Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, net కొంచెం స్లో అయ్యి బ్రేక్ అయింది. Okay, recursive function creates the copies of functions and reminds the values until the function is not closed. Until the function is not closed. Okay. Just I will go for the example of this recursive function. This is a factorial example, simple example. Define the factorial of n. Okay, here the n equals to 0 is the termination condition. If n equals to 0, then return. The result is the 1. Else, the result is equals to n into factorial of n minus 1 return result. Actually, the statements are not properly given. అంటే లైన్ బై లైన్ ఇవ్వలేదు, పక్క పక్కన వచ్చేసాయి by mistake. Okay. So if n equals to 0, then return the result is 1. Else return the value is n into factorial of n minus 1. Okay, every time we will be it calls a function with the n minus 1 value, and with that value it creates another function. Okay, until unless the given value is not equals to 0. Okay, until unless it creates a multiple copies of the factorial functions, and it gives the value is n minus 1 value. Okay, whenever the n value becomes a 0, then the result will be returned to the its previous call. That is, the 1 will be returned to the its previous call, and from there it closes the 1 by 1 function and returns the final result to the final calling program. Okay. Okay, once all of you note down this example, then we will stop the class. Okay, note down this factorial example. Okay, I will write it properly in the IDLE. Write a recursive function for factorial. Def fact of n if n is equals to 0, return 1. Else return n into fact of n minus 1. Okay. Okay, call this function f equals to a fact of 5. Print the factorial value. Okay, note down this example for the recursive functions. Okay, if you are completed, tell me.
Completed, ma'am.
Completed. Okay. Is all of you completed?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you can leave from the class.